Hello to the beautiful people. This is Dash with an at-a-glance look at Swordsman, which is based on the iconic novel of the same name and developed by Perfect World. Swordsman's a free-to-play, action-based, martial arts-themed MMO. So just diving right in, we'll go into character create. Now you can choose male or female, but only, I guess there's no races to choose from. It's an alternate history, not fantasy, so you are Chinese by default. Now if we just jump in, you can choose your portrait. Now you can go into advanced body settings, like whoa, that just makes the head size much bigger, torso longer, girth, upper arm size. I'm just going to go up with everything so that you can see what's happening. But if you didn't hit the advanced settings, you probably wouldn't have seen that. I don't really want him to have massive feet, but not a geisha. So back to basic settings, we can create, well, I guess choose a portrait. We'll go with this cheeky looking fellow. And the hair, whoa. Now, I thought this was a girl for a second. It's pretty hyper effeminate, but I guess that's normal for these types of MMOs. We're going to do my best to look a little bit more masculine because, well, that's my jam. So, looking at all these hair features, again, it's very oriental, but it's in that style, you know, of the martial arts based. Again, it's not a fantasy, it's supposed to be based on real life, so I assume that most of these should be accurate. Some of them might just be a little bit over the top, so I guess that looks fine. Again, I'm going to make him... Was that actually Sephiroth or Seymour? No. We'll stick with this. The hair color can change. I'm not exactly sure how people dyed their hair in the past, but I guess we can go a little albino. And the face shape, obviously you have 8 options to run through. And the skin color can go, I mean, all the way to a sickly green. Well, this is kind of yellow mustard. But we'll just keep it a pretty normal skin color for now. Eyes is just changing the shape. 8 options, and I think brow will make everything different. I was kind of hoping that we could get rid of that mascara effect, but it looks like an angry brow. We'll go to heavy brow. Dark. Too dark. It's a little freaky. Nose style, again, pretty standard noses. I am skipping this, but you can go through and customize these a lot more. So it does look like that you're not getting too much out of it, but you know, if you miss the advanced settings, again, you'll get all these. Ooh, eyelid. Let's see if I can change that. That looks sad. No, there's nothing that I can do here with the eyelashes, which is a little bit sad for me because it's a little bit too girly. I'm going to see what I can do, but I have a plan. Again, the lip, everything that you can do with the mouth. It's got a big mouth. Very good. And here we go. So when we get to the details in the forehead, can definitely old him up a little bit. So I'm going to give him some head wrinkles. He's a little bit weathered. Eye wrinkles. Yes. Again, there's no advanced settings for this, but you know, there's more options here. So alright, so I've been out in the sun a little bit, that helps. Good. Battle damage, I love it. Got the scars. I'll stick with some scars. He's all jacked up. Skin texture changed. I mean, I don't know if you can see this close enough, but you can see like the ridges. It's very detailed. Facial hair, at least it wasn't a funky color. We've got to see what's going to match. How am I going to be hyper masculine without a beard? I don't know. So I'm not just a fresh-faced kid off the street, but I'm also not an old master. I'm going to go somewhere in between. So it's a nice gentlemanly stash. So I feel good about this, and I think that's all we need. And so you can import a character appearance. I'm not exactly sure where you're going to get those 2 features from at the moment, because we are in the last day of beta. And I'll call him Dash the Gentleman. Well, I've proved something here. It's a character limit. So I'm going to go Dash the Gentle. It hurts me to not have an E on the end, but I am going to endure. So as you can see, I've made another guy before just to test things out, so I knew what was coming up. And we'll jump in game, and we're going to get some cutscenes and the obligatory tutorials that are just... Yeah, so you could sit through that, but again, it's all in Chinese. Now, this is very, very interesting. The control mode, I mean, This is basic mode. We can use the mouse and keyboard to move, traditional 3D, or an action one which moves more like Neverwinter. So I can show you the difference. So if I just hit trial instead of actually doing this, I can click on the ground. Now if I was in the Neverwinter one, this would be dead zone, like I'd just have a cursor, you know, so if I moved, I would actually be moving right now. So it's very different. And here's a wall, invisible barrier, but there's also, this mode is much, much easier at the start. And the reason why I say this is because check it out. I just hit the grace, like listen to the grace, and it takes me straight to the quest giver, which I couldn't believe. And again, don't speak Chinese, so we're just gonna hurry this along, love. Any area to continue, beautiful. Are we done? Now I have to kill mysterious raiders. Now there was another thing that really, you know, again, I'm pathfinding right now, and I'm hitting tab right now as well, and I can go and fight someone. Like if I stop the pathfinding, he's auto-targeting right now because I hit Q, so he wants to fight somebody. So this, I'm actually primed for a fight. Last time it actually just path found where I needed to go. There, I've hit Q, so now, oh, and I'm tabbing. So I'm just running straight for these guys. Alright, I need to retarget. Now this is actually very intuitive combat. Well, they claim it is real-time based, and obviously I don't think you can make a claim like that without actually backing it up. Or at least you can get, you know, insane combos. So there's a lot that's going into the combat. It's not just, I guess I'm showing this for the tutorial, that you can actually, you know, just go the old school way. I mean, this feels like it's a Baldur's Gate 2 at this point, you know, we're clicking the ground or Diablo or whatever, but again, the game very much just changes. It just flips around on its head as soon as you choose a different style, so I'm not exactly sure who would choose this style. I mean, maybe it's somebody that wants to grind and not think, but the other styles are much more visceral, or, you know, like you're in the action, you can do things, and once we get through the tutorials, you'll actually go to the martial arts schools, so you'll actually get to pick a martial arts form that you want to use. Let's go to the chief. I just click here, and so, you know, like it's very engaging, I should say. But this, I mean, I'm gonna hit jump, 1 2 3 jump. It's a little bit slow, like everything. I'll click the areas so that we don't have to talk to you. I'm sorry, to go on. And then, like, even take cover from enemies. It's got pathfinding. Normally I just run this way, or I could just click. Bada bing. And we're going to go into some B-grade Chinese martial arts movie action here. Which is kind of hilarious. I'm a big fan of this. This is, I think he's the bad guy. It's only going to be confirmed if you kill somebody for no reason. Confirmed. Alright, so it's actually a lot of fun, you know. I highly recommend, if you get time, just to watch these. It's really hard to watch them and not actually try and do the voiceovers yourself. I mean, it's pretty corny, but again, we don't have to sit through this. So I'm just going to click these. We'll go through. I'm going to do a bit of a time lapse because there's a little bit before we get to the village. You start doing some quests like I'll go kick these guys' asses really quickly. You know, go get your first gear, go put it on, all of that great stuff that everybody's used to. And it kind of eases you into the game, but at the same time, you probably don't need to see me do it. And yes, I'm running like a coward, but while I'm actually pathfinding, so you got your XP bar up top, the time, village rate, I think that's the quest, looking at my level, XP, mail, all of those normal generic things where you get your skills, and then you've got your hotkeys. Well, I mean, it's got everything that you need as well as it shows you hotkeys. I thought that, you know, you instinctively press I, say, for your inventory, but that's guild, whereas B would be inventory with your bag slots. This is like Mega Man X, where Zero comes in, except this friend. See, you're about to get your ass whipped. Nope. Super powered friend to be aspiring to. Splendid Disciple. I thought it said Discipline. I mean, the name is not any less ridiculous. Splendor Discipline. That sounds like Splendor is artificial sweetener, and then Discipline. Alright, so now we're going to move across. So you've got the classic Swordsman, traditional 3D, action. Ready? Check this out. Ah, there's no dead zone. I move it, I can't click on the ground or anything. I'm going to fight like normal. So this is more where it's at, you know, like you feel like you're making a difference. Of course, I don't know how to actually stop this meditation thing on the screen. You can't just click things now, but I'm going to hold Z, which will meditate. It's just teaching you things. And 2 seconds is over. Beautiful. Tutorial complete. So let's do some mundane tasks, and I shall be back for the juicier combat part. So welcome back. In the interim, while I've been doing quests, and I'm kicking the air's ass, I can now do a double jump. Hello. That's pretty awesome. And again, you can press control and you can go to the next, all of the 10 martial arts houses that you can join. Basically, the primary difference, let's look at Tonwei. So he's going to tell me about House Tong that you can join, and you'll see a brief description and some of, I guess, the different skills that you can use. But basically, the Shaolin will use the cudgel, the Wu-Tang will use the claymore, the Splendor will use the longswords, Infinity will use twin rapiers, Harmony will use longsword and shield, sorry, long and short sword, the Sun and Moon Cult will use dual wield swords, the 5 Venoms will use whip and poison, the Zephyr will use the fan, the House Tong will use traps and gunfire, and the Imei, whatever it is, will use the staff. So let's have a look at, I think I want to go with the whip. The whip sounded good, the 5 Venoms. So we'll look for the 5 Venoms master. Oh, it's female only. I didn't see that. You got male and female different classes. That sucks. So that's why I'm sitting here looking why can't I join the 5 Venoms? So you can't use the whip, and vice versa, Shaolin is male only. So I should have looked at that first, but that is, I guess, something to think about. So we'll just look at dual wield sword, so Sun and Moon. So Sun and Moon. Beautiful. So, Sun and Moon Star, let's try you. Look like I got a stat boost or something now, unless I've always had health like that. Alright, so beautiful, target complete. And accept, so I'm going to get on my skills. And there is a lot of clicking to do, so we're on the way again. Once we get started, we'll just jump over to that. Okay, so the bad guy, damn it, he led me out here and then suddenly I'm getting jacked up, so now I'm using my skills. And it's combo time. Holy shit. So, I mean, they've got really cool graphics for these. I enjoy the deep purple, if you will. Second attack, so we're just doing the old testing it out. I haven't got a real feeling for a combo, like something that, you know, you can feel where you go 1, 2, 3 and you're juggling. It's not Tekken, I know, but I still am getting there. I think maybe it's got to do a lot with the cooldowns. You know, you've got a rotation that you got to follow, but you know, when you think of perfecti combos, I think of, you know, Tekken over WoW, so maybe it is just about the rotations, and I'm all God of War with my twin blades. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the game at all, or even interested in it, check out swordsman.gamepedia.com, because they've got all the information there at the moment, especially on the classes that I've just shown you, because you want to get a feel for them before you go choose one, because it makes a lot more sense to go, you know, not headstrong in there. I mean, you got to pick damage, 1v1 PvP, group PvP, leveling, instance, overall, you know, attributes. All of those things come into account, and you know, I guess it's going to have a little bit of a rock paper scissors as strengths and weaknesses. Though obviously skill's going to play a huge part of it. But check that out. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Otherwise, this has been Dash with a Swordsman video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, bye for now.